Welcome back to Ben from the Bunker. I'm Ben Miller, editor-in-chief of Guerrilla Publishing. Wanted to let you guys know updates on a few things. First of all, we have sent Tales from the Cryptic Closet 2 off to the printers. We are waiting for the books to get back. They should be back soon, and then we will start sending packages out. We don't know, again, how long that will take. It'll probably take a little bit longer shipping right now. Stuff going on with the post office, holiday season. But you will be getting your books by the month of December, before the end of the year, unless something catastrophic happens with the printer. That's our target goal for right now. Just updating you, letting you guys know that. Also, sale going on right now for Guerrilla T-shirts over at belowthecollar.com. You can get 20% off any of the shirts there with the code BF2020 at the checkout. Check the link down below for your Guerrilla shirts. So before we get into the topic today of does Superman have to be white, we need to talk about where this backlash against racial changes in characters has come from. It's not been around for a long period of time. It's only at the most 10, 15 years in the comic space that people have started this culture war and feeling like it's important to keep superheroes' identities, the same. In the 60s, people didn't care about a Latino Joker or a black Catwoman. They also didn't care in '89 when Harvey Dent was made black. And the same people didn't seem to have a problem with two characters of color in the Nolan universe be changed to white. In the '90s, there was even an Asian Superman. So I don't think anybody would say that Cesar Romero wasn't a good Joker, or Eartha Kitt didn't bring a new and different thing to Catwoman, or so on. So what is the problem? The problem is people say that they're comic purists, that they want the character to be who the character was originally designed as and how it was originally created. The problem is they don't know who Superman really is. See, in order to understand Superman, you need to understand that Superman, many people have pointed this out, is not the disguise. Batman is Bruce Wayne's disguise. The Flash is Barry Allen's disguise. Superman is who he is. Clark Kent is his disguise. To understand this, you have to understand that Superman is this immigrant, which he is, from somewhere else that has to come here and hide who he truly is in order to be able to do great things. Now, why is this important? Well, to understand this, we need to understand the early creators in the comic book industry. Now, if you ask most people in the comic industry to identify these names, Jerome Seglovich, Joseph Shusterwich, Robert Kahn, Milton Finger, Max Finkelstein, Jaime Simon, Jacob Kurtzberg, or Stanley Lieber, other than the last one, they probably don't know who you're talking about. That's because who you're talking about is Jerry Siegel, Joe Shuster, Bob Kane, Bill Finger, Carlos Burgos, Joe Simon, Jack Kirby, and Stan Lee. The earliest creators in the comic book industry were many of them Jewish and couldn't find work outside of the comic book industry. For artists at the time, you could make a lot more money in advertising, but due to discrimination, a lot of them fell into comics. Some of them decided to do comics, but they still faced a lot of bigotry based on being Jewish people. And so many of them, either their parents or them, had to actually change their names in order to not be seen, and treated poorly against. There's even a story of Jack Kirby, which is one of my favorite Jack Kirby stories, where the KKK called up to the Marvel artists and said that they were downstairs, and Jack Kirby said he'd be right down because Jack Kirby was not to be messed with. The point is that just like Superman, Siegel and Shuster had to hide who they really were. The Superman story is one of the immigrant story to America. It's not the story of a white person necessarily. It's the story of an immigrant. And we have lost that over the years with people focusing on him as this character, as the white character, rather than him as the immigrant character. And that's who he really is. Superman's not a symbol of capitalist big market America. He's actually the opposite. Superman's a man of the people and the working man because his villain, not some big cosmic, thing that could actually hurt Superman, but it's a billionaire industrialist. Back in the time when this was created, these were people seen as villains to the working man, as unions were trying to fight for workers' rights and things like that. That's why early on he goes after political corruption and corrupt wealthy people and things like that. In all the early comics, that's who he's fighting against because he's fighting for the common man. So while some people may say that Superman has to remain white in order for his character to be the same, I say that the whiteness of Superman is one of the least important parts of his character. The important part is that he's an immigrant that fights for the common person and that has to hide who he truly is because of prejudice. I think that's who Superman really is. And also to say that if we are still stuck in a 1930s mentality where all characters have to be white because that's all that they were allowed to make in the comics at the time, then what good has progress as a country come? Some people may say, well, just create new characters. Although it seems like when they do create new characters, those same people are mad. Because Riri Williams is a new character, but people got mad about her creation as well. So it doesn't seem like these people can be exactly satisfied. But they say make new creators, make new characters. But the question is does everybody know who Superman is? Of course. Why then does Superman have to be white in movies or whatever? Somebody that everybody knows is the biggest hero, the most well-known hero, even more well-known, I think, than Batman probably. Why does he have to be white? He doesn't. And even in the comics, he isn't. There's another version of him that is black in the comics that is not a problem. Well, it is. It depends on who you ask. Isn't a problem. So why then, when we come to the movies or the TV, do people lose their minds when a character's race has changed, especially someone like Superman? You'll have to answer that question for yourself. But what I'm saying is the character of Superman is more important than the color of Superman. As always, I've been Ben from the Bunker. Keep reading indie comics and support your local comic book stores.